All right, I got the list, guys. All right, so before this, before the beginning of the 2024 NBA season, 2023-2024, I had made a list on who I thought were going to be the best teams in the East and who I thought were going to be the best teams in the West. Now, real quick, I'm going to read off that list to y'all just to kind of give y'all an idea of how I thought things were going to go. And then kind of compare and contrast to how I think or how things are right now. Like I said, I do have an East and West video, but for this first one, I'm going to just go about the West. And then I'll show y'all real quick just so y'all don't think I'm bullshitting. For when the NBA season started, the top teams I had in the West: Nuggets, Kings, Suns, Lakers, Thunder. I had Warriors 6, Clippers 7, Mavs 8, T-Wolves 9, and the Pelicans at 10. I'm about to check out the standings kind of just to see how right or how wrong I was with that. And then currently in the Western Conference, you got the T-Wolves, the Nuggets, the Thunder, the Clippers, the Kings, the Mavs, the Pelicans, the Rockets, the Suns, the Lakers. That's the top 10. Going from 11 to 15, you got the Warriors, the Jazz, the Grizzlies, the Blazers, and the Spurs. I also did have other teams. Oh, that's crazy. I also did have the other 11 to 15 teams. On my list, it was Grizzlies at 11, Spurs 12, Jazz 13, Rockets 14, and I had the Blazers at 15. I think that was before the Dame trade to the Bucks, but people were already talking that Dame wanted to get traded. I made this list like right before media day, I believe. But yeah, just comparing the top 5 teams that I got here compared to mine. In real life, you got the Nuggets second, the Thunder third, and the Kings fifth. On my list, I had the Nuggets first, the Kings second, and the Thunder fifth. So I did assume they'd be in the top 5. Lakers, I had in the 4th seed. I just felt that the push that they had made toward the end of the season was a pretty strong push. I know that it was kind of out of nowhere, and a lot of people weren't really expecting them to do as good as they did. I just felt that coming off of the momentum from that, they were going to perform well, which they have been performing well. They even won the first ever in-season tournament. But I know they had recently, there was a lot of conversation because the Lakers had recently went on a 2-8 game losing streak, something like that, or they were like 4. They had lost a couple amount of games, and I know people were talking about Darvin Ham, what should happen with him, if anything should be done about some of the younger guys, or just the guys that like Austin Reeves, D'Lo. I know there's more players, but a big topic that people were talking about is how some of those guys haven't been getting minutes. Rui Hachimura, another one who, you know, they had just re-signed him, and for them to still be coming off the bench, there's just a lot of like things that people have been talking about. So for them to be at the 10th seed, I am a little surprised. I think they'll probably finish off the season around the 5th, 6th seed, kind of closer to how they were last year, and they'll probably have a strong playoff run. Someone that I'm super surprised about is the Warriors. I thought they were going to not be one of the top teams, but I had them at 6. So I thought they're going to be way better than what they are right now. The Draymond stuff has happened. Recently, Chris Paul just went out. So it's crazy to kind of see them getting better. I know they played today against the Raptors, I think, and they got blown out. So it's hard to kind of see the Warriors getting a whole lot better when you got... I mean, the only other team that I can really see rising above the Warriors might be the Grizzlies, who are currently at the 13th seed. But, I mean, if the Grizzlies could go... Oh, shit, they're already 13 and 23. Okay, I do see the Grizzlies passing up the Warriors, only because before Ja came back, the Grizzlies literally only had 2 wins. So to improve by 11 games just from Ja coming back, I think that might be able to put them over the Warriors by the end of the season, unless Curry goes crazy or something like that. Teams that I can see slipping, the Rockets. I mean, if Zion stays healthy, the Pelicans. I can see the Rockets and the Pelicans slipping. But, I mean, I'm going to expect either the Suns, the Lakers, or the Warriors to take some of those seats. And, you know, by the end of the season, it's probably going to be Rockets 12, Pelicans 11, something like that. But, I mean, one, shout out to the Thunder, man. Shout out to the Thunder and the Timberwolves. Because I didn't even have the Timberwolves. I barely had the Timberwolves outside the play-in, and for the fact that they're the 1 seed in the West, shout out to them, man. Shout out to in one of my YouTube channels, I had made a video where I talked about Anthony Edwards and how I thought he was gonna take the leap last year. I believe last year. I thought last year he was gonna take a big Ja type leap that Ja had did when he won Most Improved, and it seems like he really did. It seems like he really did that this year. He was really able to lock in. A lot of that was thanks to probably Team USA being able to play with other players, being able to. My laptop's about to die, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up. But yeah, man, shout out to the Timberwolves, shout out to the Thunder, shout out to the Rockets. I thought they were gonna be a bottom team. The Spurs, I hope they'd be better. They're not. Hopefully we can just get another top 3 pick. I think the Spurs have a pick swap, or they have a pick from the Raptors that they got from the Kawhi trade. So if everything goes good, Spurs are gonna have. I'm a Spurs fan. Spurs are gonna have 2 top 10 picks this year. So hell yeah. Other than that, teams that have surprised me, the Grizzlies. The only reason I had him at 11. The only reason I had him at 11 is because I thought Zion would have been healthy. Like I said, I thought Ant was going to take that leap. You got Kyrie and Luka on the Mavs, so of course you expect them to do good. You got the Clippers before Harden. I was expecting them to do good. They're the 4th seed, so they've obviously overachieved from what I expected them to do. The Warriors, who I had at the 6th seed, they're someone who I believe has kind of underperformed, but with what's been going on this season, I can't really blame them. I know literally a couple of days ago, Clay was just going off of an interview about how him and Steve Kerr were talking, and how Clay kind of knows it's about that time for his career to start winding down, and that he's got to start taking a different type of role. And it's crazy to hear things like that. I watched the come up. I remember the 2015 Warriors, the Splash Bros, Steph and Clay coming onto the scene, the first chip. Clay really was one of the best two-way players in the league, and for him to be where he's at now, I mean, it happens. Father Time is undefeated, and I mean, shout out to Clay though. Hopefully, he gets his game. He's still doing good, even though he's not the Clay of old. He's still doing really good. I believe he's still shooting like 38% from 3. He's shooting good from the field. Not for Klay Thompson standards, but for any regular NBA player, he's still putting up good numbers. Any team would probably love to have him. I think it's like 16 points on good efficiency, decent efficiency at least. Nuggets are the 2nd seed. They're doing pretty much what I thought they would be doing. The Suns, I believe the Suns are underperforming because I had them as a top 3 team. I did expect Bradley Beal to play more. I know he hasn't played that much. The big 3 really haven't gotten that many minutes together. There's talks that people are frustrated with what's going on in the Suns, but you kind of hear that. I mean, you've heard it with the Lakers, you hear it with the Suns. You've been hearing stuff with the Pistons. There kind of is some type of, not probably a lot of heat, but there's some bit of something going on within some franchises. We'll see what happens with those. I know we're right in the middle of like the trades going down. The Raptors have improved ever since trading for RJ Barrett. I think that was a good pickup. I wasn't trying to talk about the East just because this is a West video. Mavs, I do expect them to do better. All right, so having said my predictions before the season started and who I think and who's on here right now, I think the Timberwolves can keep the 1st seed. If not, the Nuggets are right there. The Thunder, the Clippers, I can see them taking a top 3 seed because they're right behind the Thunder. They're not too far behind the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes there. But for right now, I think every team that's where they're at, they should probably remain there throughout the remainder of the season, other than the Pelicans and the Rockets. I think those teams do have a possibility of going down, probably get replaced by like the Grizzlies or the Warriors. And then, however the seeding goes between those, the one thing I do want to say is that it's going to be a badass playoffs. All of these matchups are going to be badass. I don't really see that many sweeps throughout the playoffs, unless you get something like maybe the Rockets and the Nuggets or Timberwolves and Rockets. The only teams that I can probably see getting swept are the Rockets. Other than that, I think every team has a chance to put up a really good fight in the first round, no matter who they go up against. The seedings right now, if the season ended today, it'd be the Lakers and the Suns. Damn, that's crazy. If the season ended today without the play-in tournament, the Suns and the Lakers and the Warriors wouldn't even be in the playoffs. Grizzlies as well. So that's kind of crazy. But I do expect those teams to change up. But if the season did end today, you'd have Timberwolves, Rockets, Nuggets, Pelicans, Thunder, Mavericks, which would be a badass matchup. Clippers, Kings, which would also all of these are badass matchups. But let's say things do change around. Pelicans, Rockets slide. You would have, damn, even at that, either this, damn. So unless not, because I don't see the Kings falling that much down. I don't see the Mavs falling that much down. The Clippers, Thunders, Nuggets, T-Wolves. I don't see any of those really going too much down unless there's like a major injury within what's going on with them. But other than that, either the Suns, the Lakers, or the Warriors are definitely going to miss the playoffs. If I had to bet, I'd say the Warriors are probably the... Damn, because even the Grizzlies might miss the playoffs too. That's crazy. Either the Suns, the Warriors, the Lakers, or the Grizzlies are going to miss the playoffs this year. And one of those, two or three of those teams are going to miss the playoffs this year. If not all of them. And that's kind of crazy to me. But we'll see how things go. That's pretty much the video for now to whoever's watching. Thank you. I got more hoop stuffs coming out. I got more whatever I'm doing coming out. Fortnite, gaming, Naruto, all that stuff. To whoever is watching, thank you. Like, subscribe, follow me, and y'all have a good night.